So, Steve, you wanted to show us around then?
Yeah, this is our front room that we use most often. It's kind of a multi-purpose room. It's got a sofa bed that pulls out. We are still in the market for finding the perfect padding for it, but for now what we've got is working pretty good for us since it's still basically a full-size bed as it is. This is a fold-up desk that we came up with as an idea for a space saver, which is always important on the bus. You'll want to save as much space as you can, but it folds up out of the way when we're traveling, and you can sit there with the laptop when you're stationary doing your thing, and works out pretty good for us. It's also a good way to keep our stuff organized. Over the wheel wells, we concentrated on trying to save space and make storage, which is what we did on this side. There's board games and videos that are kept under there, but it's also a good functional seat.
Very, very nice.
There's pretty ample room in here, surprisingly. We've had about 8 people in here at a time comfortably and playing board games, having meals. We have a little table that we pull out and put in the middle, so we actually had an amazing Christmas dinner sitting right here with about 8 of us, and it was pretty comfortable and a lot of fun because it's more intimate when you're in close quarters like this. One of our favorite features is the deck that we put up top. We don't have an external ladder. What we did was we made it accessible from the inside. And I don't know if it'll mess up your lighting or not, but if I lift that up, you can see how we store a ladder up here. And all I do is keep it down with a ratchet strap, pull it in when we want to use it, and climb on up, hang out and watch the stars or the meteor showers or just enjoy the view wherever we are. So access is easy. And it keeps people from climbing up on top of your bus by having the ladder set up like that.
Right.
Moving into the kitchen, one of the things we wanted to do was kind of separate the front room from the kitchen. So we came up with this idea of some little pony walls. And that's worked out real good for us.
It still allows you to feel open and big.
Yeah, it allows the flow, but it does give separation. And that for us has been important to have that front room, kitchen, bathroom, bedroom feel so that you're not all in one big space. Maryann kind of wanted to have a vintage theme. So you'll notice a 1950s Hoosier cabinet that we came up with. We restored it, found it at a yard sale. The only modification we really had to make to it was to take the rolling casters off the bottom, and it fit perfect. So that was kind of nice. And what's functional about it is it also serves as a table.
That's very nice.
So we can sit here with our chairs, and she can be on the laptop up there. I can be back here doing work or eating or whatever we want to do. So it's kind of nice to have it set up like that. Gives us great storage without having to have a whole lot of extra built-in cabinets. The fridge is a regular apartment size electric fridge that is continually run on solar, which we tested in Oregon by leaving the bus for a week when we went on a cruise to Alaska. Left the solar on, this thing stayed on the entire time in the Pacific Northwest.
In the winter.
That's something.
Yes.
So we were really happy about that.
How much solar do you have?
We have 4 panels, 100 watts each, and 4 6-volt golf cart batteries that we run in series and parallel, and it works amazingly efficient. Super simple setup. This is the only thing that runs continuously. Everything else is pretty much LED lighting, so we don't have a big amp draw, so it's really nice. And I had never had any experience with solar before this bus, so through YouTube and online research, found out that was a good setup for us, and haven't been disappointed at all. Our extra cabinets, super simple. It's a bookshelf.
It's a bookshelf.
And it's on sliders.
Yeah.
And it just fits and tucks nicely into the wall. Super easy storage and convenient and out of the way. One of the other vintage things we found was a 1950s cast iron sink that we restored. And this is actually not vintage. Maryann found that online. But it's kind of a nice feel, and it's durable and solid, and we wanted to kind of maximize weight in the bus for the comfort of the ride. So putting a cast iron sink was not out of the question. Right. A lot of people said, "Are you worried about weight?" And I said, "No, it's a school bus. It'll handle the weight."
It will.
Tile countertops. We weren't real sure about that, but it's been 12,000 miles, and every one of them is still exactly where they were when we left Virginia.
So you had worried they'd crack?
I was worried that with the flex and the movement, it would crack, but it's been great. This is pretty much a simple setup for us. We don't have a built-in stove, or we don't have a built-in oven or anything, no hot plates or anything like that. We use outdoor cooking for the most part. Every once in a while we'll break out a little electric skillet. It's amazing what you can do with one pot cooking.
Right, for just a couple.
Yeah, for just the two of us, it's easy. And we find we're eating healthier. We're eating more raw foods and natural foods. And so that's our kitchen setup. We have a full-size shower, which you don't find in a lot of conversions. It also doubles as our coat closet. But a simple removal of the hangers and the clothes, and you've got a full-blown shower. Mm-hmm. We left a window in it so that we can hang the handle outside. You got an outdoor shower. So that worked out good for us as well. And then moving forward, we went into the bathroom here and went with a Nature's Head composting toilet to eliminate any black tank needs.
So you don't even have a black tank?
Don't even have a black tank, just a gray tank for the sink and the shower, and that's the only water discharge we have. And we've been really happy with that. We were back and forth on whether to plumb a regular RV toilet or to go with Nature's Head, and we have been just perfectly happy with the way that works.
Well, and eliminating dumping a black tank is a huge
deal.
deal.
Oh my God, yeah. I had never had experience with that. Maryann had in the past, and she was like, I really don't want to deal with black tanks, so I'm pretty happy that we went that route. Yeah. Full queen-size bed in the bedroom, which has been really nice, because neither Maryann or I are tiny people, and this has ample room back here. It's hinged so that you can lift it up. Our water tanks are under there, plus some extra storage, winter clothes and whatnot we can swap out. Again, with the vintage theme, Maryann wanted to have some old suitcases just so we could keep some of our personal belongings in. So hers is on the left, mine is on the right. And it kind of just adds a nice little touch to it. Simple LED lighting in the back.
So, you know, this is obviously not a bachelor pad.
No.
This has got some really nice, soft, personal touches.
Yeah. One of the things that we had to do, you know, when we got out of a big house and downsized was to really decide what do we want to keep that's personal. So we kind of went through the whole litany of, well, this is important, then we'd start with a pile, and that pile would get dwindled and smaller until we found ourselves with just a handful each of mementos or things that were important. And that's pretty much all that we brought on the bus. Everything else we gave to the kids and helped them furnish their apartments and whatnot. And so now the things that are important to us that are personal effects are on the bus. But we've, with this whole lifestyle, have realized it's not so much about stuff. It's about experiences and memories. And so for us, that's been really good. A little extra storage on the side, full closet.
Always, lots of closet
with a
space
simple
everywhere.
design build where you just, little drawers go in and plenty of room.
Yeah.
And then we tried to incorporate some just normal furniture instead of everything being built in, and that's kind of worked out really well for us as well. Again, with another old suitcase just for toiletry items.
Very, very nice. Everything is just really, really nice. Nice touches everywhere.
Yeah, some more family.
Personal, homey feeling touches everywhere.
Thank you. That's kind of what we were going for, and I think Maryann hit it out of the park with her decorating.
Yeah. And family photos.
And family
everywhere
photos.
you go. Yeah.
That's what's important.
Yeah.
One of the things that's kind of neat is if you see this picture in here, that is a picture that Maryann had blown up for me from Noyo Harbor in California that I had taken about 5 years ago. Ah. And then if you move into here, you'll see a watercolor painting on the wall that she did when she was in junior high school.
Oh, wow.
So the fact that when we were going through our personal belongings, she had that in a trunk and never remembered about it. We pulled it out, and I said, Maryann, look at this picture. It looks exactly like the one that you gave me for Christmas blown up. That was of Noyo Harbor. And so we put them side by side, and I'll be darned if they weren't almost identical. So that was kind of serendipitous that those two things ended up on the bus with us. Kind of fun little story of our background.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is our home. This is our bus. So the name of our bus is Dash the Bus, and we struggled with finding a name for it in the beginning. And Maryann told me a story one time about an analogy between when you die and you get a headstone, you have the day you're born and the day you die. And there's a dash in the middle. Nobody ever pays attention to the dash. It's always about the dates. But the dash represents everything. And as soon as she told me that story, I said, oh my God, that's the name of the bus, Dash. So that's why we have Dash the bus. We are actually living our dash by doing this.
Very nice.
It has stuck and resonated with a lot of people that we've shared that story
Yes.
with.
Very
And one of the things like that you've noticed about the touches on the walls, we have met the most interesting people since we started this adventure. These tiles were actually made by a person who had followed our bus build. He lives in Portland, Maine. What he does for a living is he takes pictures, puts them on tiles, and sells them to tourists. Well, when we finally got to Portland, Maine and met Pete, he presented us a bag full of tiles. Those are actually all pictures that Maryann and I had taken in our travels. And he just said what an inspiration it was, and he wanted to do something nice for us. And that is just indicative of the people we have met on the road. So many people love this lifestyle and want to be part of it or want to get into it. And it's just been a really good community of learning how to build these things through networking with other people and stuff like that. Just it's an inspiring thing for us because it keeps us going. It really does. And I mean, meeting people like Bob and this Schoolie Palooza deal, all these like-minded people, it's just awesome. Absolutely awesome. So
Very much.
that's our bus. That's our life. This is our home. Thanks for coming on board with it.
Thank you so much, Steve. I really appreciate your wonderful work and your amazing philosophy that brought you here.
Thank you.
So, folks, I hope you enjoyed this. You learned something. You were inspired. If so, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks a lot, guys.